to just the matchup at that moment in time. Boom, though. Starting off with his Blizzard. He does this so well, using that initial Lava Hound to tank the air defense as the Battle Blimp moves on in. And look at that. He's got it all of the way into the heart of the base. Now, I'm frantically looking to try and see the Super Wizards. I think they all have dropped in the same compartment. I was a little bit worried that they might have split across the two compartments, unless that's actually what he was wanting, which would be a 900 IQ play. But either way, he's taken out a chunk of the base, missed the Archer Queen. That's not the end of the world.
No, not at all. No, you know, there was obviously an element of RNG there, but it's you know, a huge amount of rough prediction there to try and get that split. So if he did, great. You know, don't get me wrong, as the Queen now just being heavily delayed ever so slightly, but you know, with that spell, it's gonna, you know, not have to wait too much longer, as you can be quick to attack to avoid that time fail at a later time in this attack. So already the King and the Queen both going into that Eagle compartment there in that northwest side to make sure to continue to pile on the pressure onto Exorcist's base. And it's going to be very tough to call in a moment. Like you said, you talked about, or you did bring up quite a few key factors here on Tribe's performance. They are, you know, a very highly consistent team, and that's what they're known for here. But it's going to be, yeah, that's not something they want to begin with, you know, talking about the consistency. But Boom's got to try and recover from that. And the invisibility spell does come in for the Queen as well. It's going to be a tough ride now for Boom.
Oh my gosh, nothing going right here. He missed the wall break. The Barbarian King started punching through the wall, but the invisibility turned the wall invisible, unfortunately. So the King redirected. Now the Queen is trying to get through. Does she have enough health to get through that multi-target Inferno, though? I think in combination with the Royal Champion, he's managed to turn this around. He's got the Lavaloon on track to that Town Hall with the haste spell moving them in. He's still got the warning ability, 2 haste spells. He's probably going to use one to get them out of the Giga Poison, but there is the Tornado Trap as well, catching the balloons, and he's had to use the ability. The Town Hall will fall, but scary, scary moments here for Boom.
Yeah, it's been a bit scary indeed, but it looks like he will be able to take everything down momentarily. A few scary moments, not going to lie to you guys, as Boom now does get that 3-star. Does actually have a huge amount of his army left in terms of cleaning up his triple. But yeah, there's a few dicey bits here and there. I can understand why he was a little bit panicky. I was on the edge of my seat as well, seeing him clean up for that 3-star. But great start nonetheless. Shaky, but still very good and on the right track.
Yeah. Let's be honest, I don't think Boom was getting out of control there. I think that was more me watching the attack. He was calm and collected throughout the entire thing. But when I seen the balloons spinning in that tornado, I just seen the Town Hall standing. And as you've seen, he had more than enough to finish it off. That is the proficiency of his Lavaloon attacks. I mean, he uses that strategy a lot in Legends League. Whenever you can get that kind of value with your Blizzard and your heroes, Lavaloon can cruise on through, and even a couple of mistakes, as long as they're towards the end of the attack, you can still get away with that, no problem. So now we have Kronos, and needs to get the 3-star, needs to just get the 3 stars on the board, get the pressure on alternate attacks. Tribe Gaming on the back pedal already, unfortunately.
Boom is probably looking at us thinking, guys, what on earth are you worried about? It's fine, like, you know, keep your cool, it's all right. And, you know, didn't initiate his panic button, but we definitely did halfway through during that attack, already going to that right compartment. Like you rightly said, Kronos needs this 3-star. You can't give any kind of advantages or added pressure onto yourself, especially if this could potentially be the last game of the night if they don't secure victory in this second match. And already, though, still not in too bad at the moment. Just pushing on with the Queen, trying to take down that storage. But maybe potentially going down south or breaking through those walls, we'll have to see. It looks like she will be funneling through down south because the wall's already broken on that southern side to take out that mortar and the AD. So we'll be using that rage spell as well to continue piling on the pressure and speed things up just a tad with that extra damage as well. The Loons will come in to help out towards the Archer Tower. The RC comes in quite early as well, which I like this on that southern compartment to, again, just give a helping hand for that Queen, and now creating the funnel going into the center. This is great stuff from Kronos.
It certainly is. I love that super wall breaker. It was perfect. And like you said, the Royal Champion taking out that 6 o'clock area means the Queen can just step right on up towards that multi-target Inferno. Beautifully planned. Now he's got the Dragon Riders from the opposite side of the base. Still has the Battle Blimp to fly all of the way through to the Town Hall. But he's still got the Queen ability. maybe she can just get through there and take that down anyway, because once she takes down the Builder Hut, she will have her eyes on that Town Hall.
Really could, and there isn't actually enough DPS to stop the Queen as of yet. It seems like the healers are out doing themselves or giving itself justice anyway. The North Compartment's almost taken down thanks to those Dragon Riders and that Warder, the minions behind it, just cleaning out anything as the path to destruction continues for Kronos. But yeah, I must say, I must completely agree. This is looking very good so far. It just depends on how quickly this Queen can get into this 9 o'clock compartment. Managed to make it through in the end. It is going to take an Inferno Tail to help these Dragon Riders out, because don't get me wrong, they're quite tanky, but at the end of the day, there's only so much they can handle. Having to deal with this Tesla farm as well as those Wizard Towers. The AD is very, very important here. The Queen's still alive, still got a huge amount of HP, and those healers are still alive to continue adding insult to injury here for Boom. But even then, though, the Queen still continues to push in towards this compartment, but it could be a time fail here, we'll have to see.
Oh, I think it's going to be as well. The defending Queen standing next to that gold storage. I didn't quite see what happened at the top because I was watching the Archer Queen attacking the Town Hall. I believe he popped his blimp early once he knew the Town Hall was going, once the Queen was going for the Town Hall. I didn't quite see what happened to his headhunters. He missed the Queen, so whatever happened there, he was having to use invisibility spells to try and protect the minions to take the Queen out. Didn't work out in the end. She's done too much damage to the Dragon Riders. And unfortunately, the fact that he didn't take out the Archer Queen is the sole reason that he missed that attack.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame indeed. 2-star, 96%. It's like I said as the Dragon Riders were coming in. Yeah, sure, he had a couple left. They can be quite tanky at times, but there's still a fair amount of defense to deal with. And the defensive Queen, like you rightly said, having to make a bit of an impact there just to delay things. It delayed it enough to not get that triple. So Tribe could be kicking themselves once again, not the start they wanted. And, you know, we spoke about it in terms of their 98.6 percentile in terms of the 8 play days they had at ESL Mobile Challenge. It's a huge feat to come up against. And it's going to be, you know, in the back of their minds as well, with Atn.Attax with their high level of consistency and high median in terms of percentiles. So again, 96% 2-star could have gone a lot worse, but a triple could have definitely, you know, decreased the amount of pressure and anxiety going into these future attacks. So Asta's going to be attacking next for Atn.Attax, where he's going to be beginning here. It's got a fair amount of Dragon Riders. It's got 8 in his back pocket ready to use with that Stone Slammer as well. We can see what he's going to do with those Rocket Loons as well to maybe take out a couple of the ADs on the outside along the way. We'll have to see what shenanigans he's going to be up to, but does he do what he can in that compartment, almost taking down that Scatter Shot. But Scatter Shot's actually going to potentially stay alive. I think it does here, Judo.
It does. Maybe he sends a Rocket Loon in here because he can't really tell whether it would target the Scatter. It probably wouldn't. Oh, that is the danger of the Skelly Donut method, using the invisibility spells and the skeletons. If you miss something, it's a lot invested, and unfortunately, it is not going to happen for you. So he's got to recover as the Scatter Shot is healed all of the way back up. He only got the Clan Castle down out of all of those spells. Now, he is going to be able to get the Town Hall and still get the value he wanted from his heroes. But now, does he send the Stone Slammer into that Scattershot area, try and thin out that section of the base? Potentially, that's what he's saving the Rocket Loons for, because if he could directly target them, the defending Royal Champion stays up alive as well. Nothing going right for Ast, so he's just starting the Dragon Riders to the left.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit expensive now for Ast here. It's all about improvisation and being able to work around what he's got left. But like we said before, he's got plenty of Dragon Riders, starting with 8 here. And the Stone Slammer as well coming out. But the Eagle Artillery is going to do a fair amount of damage onto those Dragon Riders up into the center now. Just pushing on forward, still got a fair amount to deal with here. Like you said, with that attack early on at the beginning may have cost him. We'll find out as the Stone Slammer now here to at least tank some of this damage, hopefully to try and divert some of his DPS as they're continuing into the center, pushing on towards the south side. Now the other Inferno Terror comes out, the Rocket Loon comes out to play here, take out that mortar to take out one of those. Of course, you can see the Tesla there too, but does take out the Eagle here, but there's still a fair amount. And even if he takes this down here, Judo, there's only a minute left remaining.
Certainly is. He's sending in the minions whenever he can to try and clean up. I think he's done a phenomenal job so far at keeping this area alive, just supplementing with those rocket balloons. But now he's out of spells. Can he get through? If he can get to the Scatter Shot, the Dragon Riders have got a little bit of health left and they've got a lot of hit points. So they could still get that down. The scatter shot turns to the minions in order to take those out, giving the Dragon Riders an extra hit. And with the Grand Warden, they are going to get it. So it all comes down to time as the balloons get a perfect split as well. Ast will be cheering with all of his might that one balloon turned across, because that could be the difference maker. Moving down to this, I think it is going to be the difference maker, and he gets it on the buzzer. One balloon split saves the attack. And again, heartbreak for Tribe Gaming. That could have been the slip-up that they needed.
I can't believe that. I was so worried. Even looking at that scatter shot, it didn't take out the other Dragon Rider in the end, and that was just a one minor difference. Again, with that one loon split, the littlest things actually made a big difference in the end. And Atn.Attax again showing Ryder one of the best, not just in the region, but in the world with their recovery and improvisation. I was just a tad worried, like, the first bulk of that, well, not the first bulk of it, but the amount of spells he used in the attack at the very beginning, I was thinking to myself, okay, that's become a little bit expensive. That scatter shot may, cost him or buy him on the backside later on, which it almost did, but luckily for him, it was the only thing we had to deal with. And do you know what? Done him a few favors here with some of the ways he improvised that attack. So it was extremely close. As a couple of times we were a little bit worried for Atn.Attax, but they came out on top with now 2 triples in a row. But this is where Exorcist needs to get a triple here for Tribe to keep this close.
Certainly does, starting with a deep push using the Battle Blimp to get the Super Wizards into the base. And he hasn't quite got that multi-target Inferno down. Just as I say that, the Super Wizards do get it. One more strike and the Expo falls. And they are not quite going to pop this Lava Hound, which is not the end of the world, to be honest, because you'd far rather them get the compartment and just pull the Hound across with your Queen. So it's a pretty good start, I would say. I don't think he would have surmised he would get any extra value than what he has got at the moment.
No, not at all. It's not been a bad start for him. The Queen is now just going to make her path towards the northern side, going towards that town hall. The King does as well to try and create that funnel for the Queen, just to make that his prime focus. But again, we'll have to see later on. Still got quite a lot of drags. He's got 3 Dragon Riders and 6 drags behind it, as well as 6 loons as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to approach this next part of the attack, as the King just making sure the Queen stays there to take down that wall and go towards the town hall.
Yeah, looking good so far. Does have a couple of seconds ticking away, though, with that Archer Queen stepping on into the town hall. And will that be costly? Half of the attack already done, spreading the dragons to begin the funnel for themselves, but the ones at the bottom of the base taking a little bit of damage from the air defense, and he actually loses a dragon down there. Quick Warden ability and Rage Spell to the right-hand side. Archer Queen does take down that Town Hall, so he can be assured that he has locked that up. Still the Royal Champion left to deploy. I think he's probably going to put her to the air defense to the northeast. Actually, just waiting on that. Dragon Riders take that out. I didn't even see the air defense to the northwest, so ignore me. That is exactly what he should have done.
Sweeper causing us okay, don't worry. Sweeper's causing a few issues anyway, but it looks like that Rage Spell will come in. Perfect timing as well to try and clean up the rest of its attack. But speaking of cleaning up, the RC took the AD out on that 10 o'clock side to help these dragons out, push on forward. But again, it could just be a matter of time and what he's got left. He's got 30 seconds left. We'll take in the Eagle Artillery, but you can see the Eagle Artillery did get a few shots off before it gets taken down. Actually, it doesn't get taken down at all, so it looks like it will be a fail. Just depends on percentile there, as the Eagle Artillery was almost taken down, but even if it was, I don't think it would have mattered anyway. It would not have had enough time to clean this up. And sad to say, Judo, Exorcist will get a 2-star, now making matters worse, as now it's going to be 6 stars to 4, and Atn.Attax are going to be very, very happy about this performance from Tribe, and they're one step closer to potentially taking this series.
I mean, this is the position that MCES were in the last war, where they were 2 stars in the lead, and I said I can't see MCES slipping up 3 times here. It nearly happened, to be fair. Tump and I leveled it back up, but MCES did close out that war, so can we really see Atn.Attax slipping up 3 times in order to allow Tribe back into this? I think that's a big ask for the current world champions, and really, you've got to admit, Tribe have given themselves a mountain to climb at this point.
Yeah, when you put alternate attacks on the fence here, I can't imagine them doing that. Like you said, it's the amount of times this could happen in the war, I can't picture it. Maybe in a perfect world for Tribe, it would be fantastic, and it will be, you know, a lot of talking points to discuss as to how it even occurred. But if it does even occur at this point, I can't really picture it. But you never know. Like we said, we've seen a lot of weird things, even back in the play days. But even in this final, Tribe have to reveal everything in terms of their cards to bring to the table now, as Lynade is going to be coming back with his third attack now for alternate attacks. And he had a bit of a blip in the first attack against MCES. He managed to redeem himself, getting a 3-star 100% against Tribe earlier on in their first game. But can he do it again in the second game? We'll have to see, as he definitely needs to continue adding on pressure for Tribe, because Tribe, in terms of their mental fortitude, they're not going to be too happy about this, and they're going to be a little bit more demoralized. But it's not in alternate attacks character, not just each of the players, but just the entire team as a whole, to make so many slip-ups and giving Tribe the opportunity to come back in this game.
Yeah, alternate attacks almost the nemesis of Tribe at this point. Throughout the challenge stage, Tribe had beat Tompanai twice. They beat MCES. They just couldn't take down alternate. They lost to them twice, and now obviously a third time. The thing about Lynade is he did retire and come back, and we did see him slip up in that first matchup with MCES, so maybe that's what Tribe have got their fingers crossed for here, but we know how good of an attacker he is, particularly with the Queen Charge, and you can see why. The rocket balloons in the Clan Castle are designed to trip you up as a Queen Charge attacker, but he's adapted super quick, froze them, and kept that queen moving on through. Beautiful job so far. And now we see the Stone Slammer moving in. King at the top, just helping to narrow the defensive pathing for the Dragon Riders, which are now deployed from that 3 o'clock side.
Lynade could be coming back to haunt Tribe here, as already like bulk of the attack, like you rightly mentioned, coming on from the 4 o'clock position. The Stone Slammer continuing to create that path for these Dragon Riders. And the Dragon Riders haven't really taken too much now, apart from that last shot from the Eagle Artillery. And the Queen, Judo, is still alive in that southern compartment, creating havoc. He could even take out either the Archer Tower or the Inferno Tower, depending on where she wants to go. Using the Rage Spell again to keep her alive. Again, a fair amount of value as it is. And even look at the Dragon Riders. Haven't really taken too much damage either. The Stone Slammer finally gets cleaned up. The Loons will be coming out now to try and continue to cause an absolute ruckus here to some of the defenses on that western side. The only thing what's left now is a couple of Wizard Towers, the Scatter Shot there, and the AD, and that's about it. But Judo, look at this. The Queen is still alive, taking up this Tesla farm, making sure there's a clear path for these Dragon Riders to not take too much damage as it approaches the remaining part of the defense there from Kronos. And this is not something Tribe Gaming want to see. 30 seconds left. It could be a potential time fail. Highly doubt it, though, as it's looking so good for Lynade. And like I said before, he's come back to haunt them, and he's come back to get another 3-star against Tribe.
Beautiful job by Lynade. Like you said, keeping the Queen alive the entire time. The Dragon Riders did struggle a little bit due to that air defense at the end of the base, as you rightly pointed out, but the fact that he kept the Queen alive, he just was able to pop that ability, and before you know it, she's through into that area, helping to take stuff down, and it was not even close at the end of it. So now Tribe are in that tricky position. Alternate attacks, 3 attacks in, 3 stars. Tribe yet to get theirs, and they know that they go home if they lose this match. They are out of the competition. So ultimately, let's put it like this. Tribe have to 3-star their next 3 attacks, and they need to hold alternate attacks off to good percentages in their next attacks. That is what is required. So first things first, Eve Maxi needs the 3 stars, starting with the Queen Charge. Now, the Wall Wrecker will supplement and allow the Queen in, but I actually think he's just using the Wall Wrecker for the Scatter Shot, going to break the Queen into the multi-target compartment and then jump her across to the Town Hall. So very nice in order to set the pathing, or trying to do so with the Wall Wrecker, but he actually had a Wall Breaker inside the Wall Wrecker to allow the Queen around towards this multi. Beautiful job there from Eve Maxi, although she has gone into a tricky position due to the Lava Hound. I think he can adapt relatively easily here, though.
Yeah, Maxi, he's looking for his 3rd triple of the day as well. His attack, in terms of his performance, has been so good. Great execution all round. The Queen coming up in that 10 o'clock to start creating havoc there as well. sorry, the king rather, and now we're going to see what he can do straight after. The queen still in that southern compartment, pushing in towards the center. Has to deal a lot of DPS, but should be able to stay alive. Remember, still got that rage spell, which he just popped now just to make sure to keep her at bay, so he can concentrate on the rest of his army with those dragon riders coming in towards the eagle. But the king's still alive, still getting a lot of value here. Taking that archer tower will be huge as well. And look how much he's cleared up here, Judo. Good stuff here from Maxi. Just making sure, again, the queen now going towards the southern side instead to take out that story, take out the Inferno Tower momentarily. But it's all about that town hall. The scatter shot still there in the center. The multi-inferno causing a bit of a havoc once again. But the carnage is going to continue for Maxi, still looking for that third triple.
Certainly is, and he has gone all in. He needed to push the Dragon Riders in from that left-hand side in order to push the Queen back around. But unfortunately, he hasn't been able to jump her to the Town Hall yet. The Dragon Riders are still there. They take the Town Hall, so he readjusts where he uses the jump to just allow the Queen not only into that compartment, but also to the outside of the base. She can now reach everything, and with 40 seconds left, it is all about the Queen. She needs to get through this area, hurry up and take down the buildings. Tribe do not want that agonizing time fail yet again as she jumps over and out of the wall. 26 seconds. Now the Archer Tower locks on, so he could deploy the minions to try and help out. I thought he was going to use them to the barracks, but I believe he's just waiting until the Wizard Tower locks on. Maxi, get your wizards in! Come on!
What's he doing? He's only got a couple of minions left, and even then, they're willing to take it down instead. No, it's fine. If he takes it down, it should be fine. But 5 seconds left. He's actually focusing on the Tesla down south. He won't be able to do it. That's what he was waiting for. And there we have it. 99% 2-star. You said it yourself here, Judo. They needed to 3-star every single one of his attacks afterwards. And now at this point, you know, a couple of 3-stars left here for Atn.Attax, and that's going to be done and dusted. But I must say as well, for Atn.Attax, they've been overdue a perfect war. Remember the amount we saw back in the playdays? They haven't had one yet in the last 2 wars. This could be their moment in time to go for it. But let's go through the percentages. It looks like the average will be 95.7, but let's be honest here, Judo, it's not about that. If they get the next triple on here, that's going to be them pretty much taking the entire war, and then only need to 1-star the final attack. Let's be honest, you know, we can't beat around the bush here. We have to be brutally honest and say that there's no way Atn.Attax aren't going to be able to do that at all. They will be perfectly fine with that. So one more triple from Atn.Attax could almost secure their victory here and take the entire series.
Absolutely, and that, you've got to say, it's super unfortunate for Tribe. That is their third 99% time fail. I think he just thought as long as the Queen got down there and the Tesla locked onto the Queen, he could then send the minions in, but knowing the time and that they could have helped with a few buildings, I wonder what would have happened if he'd have deployed them as soon as that Archer Tower at the top locked on. Truthfully speaking, I don't think it would have added, you know, I think he needed a good 6 or 7 seconds there for the Archer Queen to get all of the way to the bottom and get the Tesla. I don't think it would have took that amount of time off, but you can only do what you can do at the end of the day. His Queen, unfortunately, had to go everywhere through the base, and I think he adapted perfectly to that. I'm not sure there's anything else he could have done. Maybe saved one balloon for that Tesla with the minions, but he could have never known that mid-attack. Either way, it is unfortunate. It was unlucky, but it could be dumping them out of the tournament, as Yo-Yo, if he gets the 3-star, will lock it up for Atn.Attax.
Yeah, I completely agree as well. Maybe he saved his minions because he wasn't too sure whether, yeah, like you rightly said, help out with the Queen so the Queen can go down to the south side easy. But I think he knew at the same time those 2 minions weren't going to take out that Tesla at all. It's a real shame. It's just one of the minuscule talking points there. But he knew that he was pretty much done. He was trying to make the best out of a bad situation. And sadly, he could not. And of all people coming in, Judo, Yo-Yo's coming in, already taking out the Town Hall. The Drags are coming out to play straight away with the Warden and the Loons as well. And it's just going to be a matter of time. It does have a Dragon Rider as well, with the Stone Slammer coming in to push on further already. But we talk about it all the time. Yo-Yo is such an aggressive attacker, which just shows pure confidence going into Czech's base here and already doing a huge amount of damage, making sure there is going to be no time fail if he does successfully get through a lot of the defenses here from Tribe Gaming. But already there's going to be a tornado trap, but it could just be delaying the inevitable. as that race spell does come down here to give this, you know, a bit of a kick at the backside in terms of his composition in the army going forward. The Ice Golem distracting ever so slightly on the left-hand side.
Well, we've got the bats now moving in as the Ice Golem is tanking the Wizard Tower. Yo-Yo still has 5 freeze spells. He uses one of them, so he's got 4 left over for this Wizard Tower and Multi-Inferno. Just waiting, and does decide to freeze that other Wizard Tower, sorry. His bats have split, which is not the best, but I think he's got more than enough freeze to get through it anyways. Wow. He split the freeze in order to allow the bats through, and can you believe how quick they have taken down the base? The Dragon Riders are flying all over the place. They don't know where to go because the bats are taking down the defenses before they can get there. And just look at this. It's picture perfect. 2 dragons to the left, 2 Dragon Riders in the middle, bat spells sweeping through the right. So much left over. That is how you use the drag bat. And it is going to be alternate attacks moving forward to play Tompanai Empire in that loser's bracket. But we still do have some attacks left for this one.
We certainly do indeed. As we know, we spoke about it before, almost mathematically impossible. If they don't get any stars, then that's going to be a first. I can't really see it happening in the perfect world for Tribe, even if it did happen. But, you know, going back to what you're saying, even with the bats, so even if I didn't split, yeah, he would have been perfectly fine with that 3-star. And it's funny because with that drag back kind of composition, like I see it a lot in the North American region, but we rarely see it in the EU region. I think we did see it quite a while ago, but it's like we said before, it's one of those compositions we normally see lurk in the shadows quite often. It only appears, you know, not once in a lifetime, but just once in a blue moon, really. As we're going to go to the 4th attack for Tribe, as they not only need to hit 2 triples in a row, but they need to hope for alternate attacks to not get a single star in the final attack. None of us can see it happening. We're not going to beat around the bush, you know, we have to be honest here, but we could make it, you know, it's a little bit anticlimactic, but what can you say here? It's the stats speak for themselves. It's check now, going to hopefully get the first 3-star for Tribe if they can here. With a little bit of pride, going in with the Queen in that northern compartment, taking down that Eagle Artillery already, dealing with that defensive King as well as the Atn and everything else in between.
I think the main thing here in terms of the story, Lethal, is alternate attacks could get the first perfect of the day and put a lot of tension into MCES and Tompanai, knowing that despite getting knocked to the lower bracket, they've been able to keep their head and even pull in a perfect. So that would be huge for them if they can do it on the next attack. Now we have Eve Check using the jump spell to nicely give the Queen access into the center, and you have to say this is picture perfect at the moment. It's so difficult to get your Queen exactly where you need in the center of the base like this. I think we watch these pro players and they make it look easy, but if you try and do this, it is incredibly difficult. So we can just appreciate the pathing that he's creating with his heroes. Look at the Royal Champion still going. He's only now just deploying the Lavaloon. Once the Queen gets the Lava Hound down, she can take the Scatter Shot and the Sweeper, sorry. And then the Lalo just has to deal with this bottom area of the base with the Battle Blimp moving to the Town Hall.
I completely agree there. When it's all about execution at the end of the day, they do make it look easy. Is check now continuing with those loons on that left-hand side. Continue to push into the center, but it looks like the Scatter Shot is still going to be alive. It does get taken down as well. It's going to be a little bit of a shame as the healer's actually diving all the way across. It's not going to help too much here, but loons will give a bit of a kick in the backside with that haste to hopefully secure this triple. But it uses a few extra loons anyway just to go into the center to secure that Scatter Shot to make sure that it does get cleaned up. It's going to be a slow path though. The AD will get cleaned up, but the rest of the loons get finished up in the end. But just having a look so far, just have that Wizard Tower, just have the Archer Tower as well. But apart from that, it's going to be about it. The Tornado Trap could actually delay things enough to maybe take out the Vestifist. Even though it's got a couple of minions to take out the storages in the center, it's going to be very, very close.
Don't tell me that this Archer Tower is going to get those balloons. Come on, balloon.
Oh, no.
It's missed it. Are you kidding me? No look for Tribe Gaming. The Queen walks away from the Scatter Shot. Then the Tornado catches those troops at the end after the balloons had gone through the poison. I feel like today just was not Tribe's day. Even though the Electro Owl chains through that Archer Tower, Eve Check must be thinking, what more could I have done in that attack? It was beautiful, but just like the attack with Eve Maxi, it does not go their way. And it is going to mean, like you said, alternate attacks, well, it is now mathematically impossible. Even if something drastic happened, they have still won and they will be progressing forward.
Yeah, they've been struggling a lot with his base builds. Don't get me wrong, most of their attacks have been fine. It's just been that time fail every single time, which has really been a detriment to their gameplay. It's not because they're not as aggressive with their base, so with the attack going forward. It was just a little bit of a shame that they couldn't execute a little bit quicker in some areas. But there was a lot of times where Tribe Gaming had to recover, and they did improvise well on a lot of occasions where they managed to adapt and change things up a little bit. But it just wasn't enough again, just for the smallest of percentiles. It could have been a completely different game otherwise, and it's pretty much been the story for Tribe Gaming, as sadly for them, they are now out of the competition. They will place 4th, but I must say, not only just commiserations, but they put one hell of a fight coming into this tournament.
Absolutely, and like we said, alternate en route for a perfect here, and every time a player comes in, you're like, oh gosh, it's Yo-Yo, oh, it's Valet. Like, their roster is so stacked. There is no weak link. Every single time a new player steps up,
could be anyone.
You just know that, yeah, they've got this. And that's just how good they are. Using that wall break, unfortunately going for the elixir storage. I'm pretty sure Valet would have known that's where it's going to go, but the Queen now a little bit stuck and can't really get through to that single target Inferno. Uses the ability, and I think he's just going to let the Queen burn out here. He's got the healers, but oh, he is actually going to rage and hope that he can punch through the wall quick enough. Or get the Stone Slammer in, I don't know. Oh, Rocket.
Still got a few of those Rocket Loons, though, coming in to take an Inferno Tower. It's not something we normally see every day. It's normally they take out the outer edges of the defenses, like the AD, etc. But, you know, nice to see them put to great use from Valet, now taking down that Inferno Tower as well. The Rocket Loons actually staying a bit longer than required, but didn't really do much else afterwards, so that does not matter. But it's those 5 Dragon Riders there, which will be popping onto your screens very shortly. And it's still, in terms of defense, still got that scanner shot, the couple of ADs there. Actually, no, there's 2 scanner shots still to deal with as well, leading towards that Town Hall. So it's going to be quite tough now for Knowledge to try and defend this, but we'll just have to wait and see. As already, though, time is ticking. It's only a minute left remaining. He's going to be starting off on that 9 o'clock side to first begin towards that Archer Tower and then straight towards that scatter shot. And nicely done as well. The Queen comes in just in time to make sure those Dragon Riders don't absorb any HP, any damage from that scatter shot. Good stuff from them, heading towards that Town Hall, Judo.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. I mean, whenever something goes wrong in an attack, you can count on Valet to fix it. I mean, that's exactly why he had those rocket balloons, in order to send them in. And just look at what he's done. And I can almost guarantee that that was planned as well. The Dragon Riders, given the position they found themselves in next to the Town Hall, means due to their range, they could take the Town Hall down and the Sweeper would keep them out of range of the Giga Poison. Little things like that are what Valet really does plan to that degree. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be the 3 stars, but it is the win for alternate attacks. Another 14-star war. They've had 3 wars today, 3 14 stars. Incredible performance by them. But they find themselves in the lower bracket, and tomorrow they will be going up against Tompanai Empire down there.
We wanted a perfect war, Judo. That's all we only wanted one. But, you know, maybe, like I said, we're still overdue. We're still waiting. It's fine. But, you know, end of the day, Tribe Gaming still got to do their last attack. And the alternate attacks, they put on a fantastic performance. Like you rightly said there, the fact that, you know, alternate attacks have been 14-star in each of these wars, all 3 of them as well, and still doing a loser bracket. It's not something my brain can comprehend, really. It's quite surprising considering what we've seen so far. But like we said already, mathematically impossible. Knowledge will be making the last attack for Tribe Gaming just for a little bit of pride, and that is going to be them done and dusted, positioned 4th in this tournament, which already Judo's rightly said, alternate attacks will be facing up against Tompanai in the losers final tomorrow, and I cannot wait for that one. That's going to be an absolute slobber knocker once again in that best of 3. But we can see what Knowledge can do to finish up things for Tribe Gaming in their final attack.
Wow. I love seeing when players do that. So he sent the Lava Hound in to move into the base a little bit, then turned the air defense invisible so it would switch its pathing and move to the other air defense. That just meant that the Lava Hound was deeper into the base, which he could not have got the coverage across that dead area without doing that. So it's a beautiful way of checking for the traps in that area to protect your blimp through to the town hall. And look at the value he was able to get because he got the battle blimp into that area, taking it all out, has the pathing for the dragons and his dragon riders as they move on into the eagle. Whilst the Tesla are there, it's not going to be that big of a deal. They will get that eagle down, and you can see that nice horseshoe shape around the base. Plenty of spells with the king, queen, and royal champion left over.
Yeah, he's pretty much laughing right now, but it's going to be a slow approach, but it does have a rage spell if he wants to use it. And of course, he's got a couple other spells as well, just to help him out if he does get into a little bit of bother or a little bit of trouble along the way. But the king just making sure to secure this 3-star if he can. The king just taking out some of those outer structures as well. So, see the rage spell's already been dropped just to push those dragons a little bit further in towards the center and towards the northern compartment. Still got to deal with that expo, and that scanner shot's going to be a little bit of a tough ride for him here, as he hasn't got any more rage spells or haste left to continue being a little bit more aggressive. But the invisibility spell will come out to play to keep that dragon alive, to take down that scatter shot. But it's definitely been the story for Tribe Gaming. Haven't had any 3-stars as of yet. Very uncharacteristic of them, but end of the day, he's going to see if he can secure at least one before this war ends. And already you can see the dragons haven't really got much HP left. One's already been taken down once again. 40 seconds left. The Inferno Tower just continue to do a fair amount of damage. The king will get taken down eventually, but the RC's there to help this last couple of dragons to push on towards that northern compartment. The AD will get cleaned up soon, as well as the RC now pushing in to take out the Inferno Tower as well. It looks like it's going to be okay, keeping it alive with the last invisibility spells. So at least a bit of pride is there for Tribe, as they will get that final 3-star.
Beautiful job by Knowledge, that one. Dissecting the base perfectly, and even coming down to the end of it, waiting on the Royal Champion so he could send it in at the picture-perfect moment. Great job by Tribe. I think they have done an incredible job today. They've put up some great matchups, but unfortunately, they are leaving us in 4th position. It is Atn.Attax who were victorious and are moving forward to tomorrow.